Things are heating up in the SCSRA ARCA series with 3 races left in the chase for the championship. If you're looking to make a move and have an opportunity to take that trophy home, the time is now. Race 3 of the chase is coming up next, right here on Royalty Racing Network. Hello and happy race day, everyone. We're at Auto Club Speedway tonight, and it proves to be a pivotal race for multiple competitors in the chase. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at our race info tonight. We're getting a little bit of a race slow start, late start, mixing words together here. Technical difficulties, iRacing updates, all sorts of things going on, but we made it in time for the green flag and qualifying, so we're good to go. Auto Club Speedway, 2 miles on the nose for tonight's race, 89 degrees Fahrenheit, 9-mile-per-hour winds, partly cloudy, 17% humidity, and 108 degrees track temp, which is pretty warm. We'll have to see how that plays with these cars coming out of turns 2 and 3 specifically. And if you get into turns 1 and 2 just a little bit too hard, that could make an impact as well. Welcome in Moto Freak. Alicia, welcome in. Again, apologize for the late start. Due to that, we're not going to have any pre-race interview, but we're going to go through the field, talk about some things, and we'll get you ready to go green here tonight from Auto Club. 85 laps the distance. The stage will be at lap 20, and 1 fast repair as always for these drivers. Let's go trackside now as we take a look here at Ryan Hufford, who's currently second quick. You'll notice only 8 guys so far on the grid. I expect at least 1 more to hopefully show up, but there's been a lot of things going on this season in the SCSRA that, quite frankly, are out of the admin's control. None of their doing necessarily, just a lot of tempers and egos and different things going on that have driven people to either decide not to come back or go elsewhere, take some time off, one of a few things. And then, of course, something that's kind of normal is you typically see when you're in a playoff structure, the drivers that don't make the playoffs, some of them kind of fall off the map at the end or when the playoffs start in the season. So that is something they account for every single season, and they expect. It's just part of it. Unfortunately, these guys don't have a ton of money into it. They don't have a ton of payouts if you're, you know, not winning races, that type of thing. So people kind of disconnect. Moto, we have 8 minutes, 20 seconds left in practice time. Ryan Hufford out there, second quick in the 8. Everyone's put in a lap time. Here's Nick Walthorn in the Toyota Camry number 54, Ryan's teammate. Running fourth quick currently. Then you have Andrew McKenzie in the 22. Missing quite a few guys here tonight. Points leader Holden Wheeler is missing this evening, so that could play a big part for guys like Matt Baynes, Vince Brent. One missed race, he'd lose the lead for sure. And we got J.O. Lynch back out here with us tonight. Another teammate of Nick Walthorn and Ryan Hufford. Could see some change up in the team standings as well. We haven't gotten a team standings update for quite a while as far as points, but Sentinel Motorsports, home of Matt Baynes, Holden Wheeler, and Sharn Hill specifically, those three have really carried the load and done very well. Domination a lot of the season, and if only one of them shows up and other teams show up these next 3 races, we could see perhaps a late upset in that team championship. And AJ Evangelista, Ryan Gomes, Vince Brent also here tonight, but not on the Speedway currently. Jacob Neibel just joined in, so maybe we'll get up to 10, perhaps. It'd be nice, at least 10. That's a far cry from where we were at the beginning of the season, even midway through the season. 25, 30 guys. And things kind of just snowballed where, you know, an incident or a disagreement with one driver led to multiple drivers leaving, and then that happened a couple times. And, you know, tempers fly, things get heated. There are disagreements, I don't doubt that, but at the same time, you join in, there's the rule book, and there's they make it very clear, and there's right and wrong ways to go about things when you're trying to communicate your disagreement or your displeasure or what have you. Ultimately, what it comes down to is you either go with what the rule book says or leave, I suppose. And that's what people have chosen to do, unfortunately. Taking a real good look at J.O. Lynch because no one else is out there. We're looking at all 3 guys that are out there right now: Ryan Hufford, Nick Walthorn, J.O. Lynch. Moto trying to get in. Anthony trying to squeak in here. Josh Hall is in. Hey, we got to 10. We might get to 11. Look out. Where is... I can't believe Holden Wheeler's not here. He didn't have that big of a points lead to where he could just take a night off. And I don't care what's going on. If I was him, I'd have been like, you know what? People can have their problems between each other. I'm not going to let him impact my chances at a championship. He's worked awfully hard to get to that point. But that's just me, I guess. Ryan Gomes out there in the Caterpillar number 55 Ford Mustang. Per usual. Jacob Neibel. There's Jacob Neibel hanging out on pit road. Here's Matt Baines in the Combos Toyota Camry number 72. If Holden is a no-show, he will be in pretty good shape to take that championship home, along with Vince Brent, who we haven't seen on track just yet. He does sit quickest, though. There's Jacob Neibel getting out on track. Running that high side. That can be awfully fast here at Auto Club. In fact, I believe that is the preferred line. Josh Hall has also joined the session. Hasn't made it out for practice laps just yet. Just over 2 minutes to go here until we go qualifying. Once again, as a reminder, 85 laps tonight. 20 will be the one and only guaranteed caution. And with 10 on the grid, potentially 11, we may not have too many. I don't expect too many cautions. Here's Josh Hall in the 81 Ford Mustang. He always tells me what's on the hood. I can never remember. Josh's handy something. Let's see if we can't... Josh's handy layers. There it is. I have to remember that. He tells me basically every time I talk to him. Anthony Strickland, by the skin on his teeth here, getting into the session. So we're up to 11. It's growing. That's more than likely our final entry this evening. Josh Hall almost did a little Ross Chastain there. Just ride it all the way around the corner, Josh. Still going to be a good one. Where is everybody, guys, in chat? I know there's more of you out there. Who's everyone going for tonight? Under 30 seconds for qualifying, or for practice, till we go qualifying. Matt Baines just took over the quick time in the practice session. Of course, he has a little drafting buddy there in the 33 of Jacob Neibel, so maybe part of it. Anthony Strickland's going to get in here just in time to get 2 laps of practice, qualifying, and that'll be it. But appreciate you joining in, Anthony. The checkered flag waves on practice, and it's time to go qualifying here at Auto Club. 3 races to go, as they all have a little extracurricular fun there at the end. Let's see who pulls out on the Speedway first. Going to be J.O. in the 84. In the JOL Designs Toyota Camry. AJ Evangelista coming out there. Haven't seen him yet. In the Love's Truck Stop Arby's Chevy Camaro number 5. AJ, good run last week. A lot of these guys, good runs. Matt Baines, Ryan Hufford. Whoa. Ryan Hufford blinking. There's Andrew McKenzie. Anthony Strickland coming out there in the Quaker State Royalty Racing Network number 21 Chevy Camaro. Late join. Ryan Gomes is out there. Nick Walthorn. Let's go check in here on J.O. Just went on the clock not long ago. Ah, yes, the update perhaps could play a factor as well. Good call out, Matt Baines. Didn't even think about that. I was home nice and early today, had plenty of time. But it was a fairly large one, even for me. I don't own a whole ton of stuff, but I can imagine if you do, how big it would be. That's a bummer if that's the reason they're missing out, but the show goes on. And J.O. Lynch to the top of the board, 44.44 for lap number 1. Andrew McKenzie went 46.11 on his first lap. AJ Evangelista just went second quick out of 3, 45.14 for Evangelista. Ryan Hufford second quick, 44.54. So 10/100ths of a second behind teammate J.O. Lynch. Ryan Gomes is in there, 46.03, fourth quick out of 5, now 6. Nick Walthorn on lap 1, 46.08 for Walthorn. Andrew McKenzie improves on lap 2, 45.11, good enough for third quick right now. Josh Hall just set his first lap time, 45.78, good enough for fifth quick. J.O. Lynch is done, he took lap 1. Ryan Gomes second quick on lap 2, 40.447 for the 55 of Gomes. Quick time, Vince Brent, 43.59 on lap 1 for Vince Brent in the 92. 8 qualified so far. Nick Walthorn went 7th quick. He takes lap 2, 45.63. Anthony Strickland, 46.64 on lap 2 for him. No time on lap 1. Those were his only 2 laps at all since he joined late. Josh Hall, 7th quick, 45.34 for Hall. Vince Brent just now coming down to the stripe for lap 2. He'll stick with lap 1. It's a good one. Still on the pole. Matt Baines, Jacob Neibel, the only 2 yet to qualify. See if Matt Baines can do what he typically does and put it up there near the front very late in the going, and this should be his first time lap. It is 43.07, and he steals the pole away from Vince Brent. I called it, boys and girls. I knew he had a chance at it, and he does it. Jacob Neibel, 44.11, third quick. He's still got another lap, although so does Baines. So we'll see if either of them improve on their already quick times. Second and third place in points, Vince Brent, Matt Baines. Looks like going to be on the front row. Unless Jacob Neibel has something to say about it. Second lap for Baines. He'll take lap 1, slightly slower on the second lap. Let's check in with Neibel. He's coming around to the stripe right now. Can he improve? No, sir. Okay. Apparently no time for Neibel on lap 2, so he'll stay third quick. All 11 set qualifying times, and we're getting ready to bring them to you. Good look there from the blimp cam at Auto Club Speedway, RIP Auto Club. Yeah, Matt, 8 to 12 gigs. Mine was like 9 overall. So luckily I got home early enough. Let's bring you tonight's starting grid. Matt Baines steals the pole away late in the going. He'll start number 1. Vince Brent will roll off second. Beside him, Jacob Neibel will start third. J.O. Lynch will start fourth. Ryan Gomes will roll off fifth. Ryan Hufford in sixth. AJ Evangelista will start seventh. Andrew McKenzie will start eighth. Josh Hall will start ninth. He also did not get a lot of practice time. Nick Walthorn will start 10th. And rounding out the field with 0 practice, just the 2 laps of qualifying, going to be the 21 of Anthony Strickland. Maybe Jacob Neibel, good omen here. He's the 33 and he's starting third. I don't know. We're going to have to see how it plays out. Let's go trackside. Take a look at Mr. Neibel there in that 33. And Vince Brent, among others, waiting for Mr. Bayens to grid up in his pole position. Folks, you can see that black bar go across right under the timing tower. If you're curious about what that is, that's the time spent on pit road for the drivers. So obviously a lot more guys showing up there than normal. In fact, not even as many as there typically would be during a normal pit stop. But anyway, during pit flag, or geez, a green flag pit stop, or pit stops in general, you can kind of follow along with who's on pit road and their times and such. It's kind of cool. Give you a little insight when you aren't necessarily looking right at your driver on the screen. If you haven't done so already, please take a second to tap that little thumbs up button. The race sessions and turnout has been lower, resulting in lower viewership, of course. Not as many people coming out to watch when their guy that they want to watch isn't racing, but we still put on a great broadcast, if I do say so myself, every Tuesday night here at the SCSRA ARCA series. And looking to do the same for the next 3 weeks. Close out this season. Vince Brent, Matt Bayens on the front row. Lights on the iRacing.com pace car already turned off. Let's go check in with Barney as he gets ready to wave that green flag and take us to green for 85 laps here at Auto Club. They get to the Geico start zone. And the green flag waves, and they're off at Auto Club for race 3 of the chase for the championship. Matt Bayens has the lead for lap number 1, and Vince Brent is settled in behind him. A lot of guys running all sorts of different lines. Great camera shot there. That's one good thing about a smaller field. You can really catch the whole field in a lot of shots. And now Vince Brent rather, looking down below the number 72 here. Looking for the lead for the first time this evening. And he clears fairly easily, and Vince Brent will lead lap number 2. Good side-by-side racing behind him. AJ Evangelista, Ryan Hufford there in the 83. Evangelista electing to go to the high side, now back down to the middle. They're 3 wide, the 83 and the 84. It's a sandwich job. Hufford Racing with AJ Evangelista up the middle. That's settled down fairly quickly. Now AJ Evangelista on the opposite position of where he was this last time. Ryan Hufford, Jacob Neibel now side by side as well. Evangelista still can't clear that 84 just yet. 84 is J.O. Lynch. I misspoke on that a bit ago. Now the 84 clears, and AJ Evangelista, Andrew McKenzie, Jacob Neibel all right there. We got a battle for the lead now. Matt Baines on the outside of Vince Brent. They might have made contact. Vince Brent saves it. A lot of momentum lost, though. J.O. Lynch going to get in there. He's blinking a little bit. He'll take over second. Jacob Neibel to third. Vince Brent absolutely swallowed up here. 3 wide now with the 83 and the 54. And that settled down quickly once again. Man, talk about losing momentum. Vince Brent, half a lap ago, had the lead. Now he's back there battling for 5th. Takes over 5th for the time being over AJ in that yellow and red Loves ride. Nick Walthorn on his way up. He's up 4 now through lap 6. Just running that top side, doing a good job. J.O. now on the outside of Jacob Neibel, that was. I saw someone in the wall. That was Andrew McKenzie. Same paint job, so I had to decipher which one it was that got into the wall. Matt Baines continues to hold the lead, pulls up in front of the 84 to kill the run, and then dives back down. Middle lane, 92 of Vince Brent. Welcome back to the front. Got back there in a hurry. Now he squeezes in between the 84 and 33. Uh-oh, now the 84 completely disappeared. Holy smokes, he was gone for basically the whole turn 3 and 4. Check in a little further back is Ryan Gomes. Thought he was taking a peek to the inside of AJ Evangelista. Not to be so. Anthony Strickland now looking to the inside of Gomes. Evangelista among others. Ryan Hufford now. Gomes a little squeezed. He finds the wall just a little bit there. He goes to the tail end and he may lose the draft. Not the end of the world, but it definitely plays a part. Anthony Strickland up 3 here after 8 laps, going to lap 9. Gonna lose a little bit of that momentum. Gonna have to settle in now behind Evangelista. Another battle for the lead. Vince Brent right back at the 72 and Matt Baines. 84 up above him, just a little bit loose. They keep it together. They're all bunched up right here. A lot of guys see the lead in their sights and trying to make a move for it. J.O. holds on to second for now. Vince Brent now goes to that top side. Didn't want to lose any more position. He does drop down to the very bottom lane, going through at least turns 1 and 2. Saving tires potentially is the 92 of Vince Brent. He got up there in a hurry again. Nick Walthorn still trying to make moves. Up 3, up 4, bouncing all over the place. That top side, heck of a run. Andrew McKenzie, Jacob Neibel with AJ Evangelista in the 5 following. Now AJ gonna look to the outside and goes up against the wall. I knew he was a little bit too high on exit there. He found the wall. So did the 83 of Ryan Hufford. Now on the very bottom of the speedway. Vince Brent has since taken over second place a little more comfortably than we saw a bit earlier. from J.O. Lynch in the 84. Now he's side by side for the lead again with the 72 of Matt Baines. Last time they were in this situation, they got together a little bit. Vince Brandt touched the apron. He's a little bit loose. All that work, and now he's going to slot in and hope he can keep up the momentum. 33 going to say, no thanks, we're going to go around you. 92, I think, lucked out. He is going to be able to get back up to speed without losing more than one spot. He had a really good run there off exit of turn 4. Going to look to get Jacob Neibel back for third. Not quite clear is the 92 of Vince Brent. AJ Evangelista steady moving. He's up 2 now. Nick Walthorn up 4 again. He lost a couple there when he got stuck on the inside lane. That freight train of 3 cars kind of took him over, did Walthorn. He's been able to settle back in now. AJ Evangelista looking to go around Vince Brent. This for 4th. Would put AJ Evangelista up 4 on the night as well. And he clears Vince Brent. Nicely done so far, AJ Evangelista. Some much needed stage points. Small grid tonight, only 11 guys if you're just joining us. So those stage points are even more precious. If you could get yourself up there the top 5 and earn a really good stage points night, and then manage to maybe pull off a win here, a podium. If you're lower in the standings, that could go a pretty good way. This, once again, 3rd race of 5 in the chase for the championship. Everything starting to single file out now a little bit more as we start to see several different lines kind of develop here. 33-92, oh man, 72 almost was a victim of disaster there. Wouldn't have been any of his own doing, but Andrew McKenzie now up to 3rd. He took advantage. Got to keep it off the wall, does the 22 of McKenzie. J.O. Lynch has now taken the lead from Matt Baines. 4 laps to go, 3.5 more like it in this one and only stage. It's been a good one if this is any symbol of what's going to be for the rest of the night. They're nearly 4 wide. They settled it down, but these guys 6th through 9th, 5th through 9th, nearly 4 wide there. Now Matt Baines back on the inside of the 84. Takes back the lead. Do we see a crossover? We do. The 84, a massive run off turn 2. Andrew McKenzie, Jacob Neibel continue to mix it up. Meanwhile, Nick Walthorn looking to the inside of all of them. J.O. takes back the lead. He's a little bit loose in front of the 72. Another crossover incoming. Looked like J.O. wanted to go very low there, maybe thinking the 72 went down below the apron, or he just wanted to side draft. Another crossover. Nick Walthorn has worked his way up into 3rd now. He's up 7 spots on the night. Potentially just waiting for an opportunity to split these guys 3 wide for the lead. Oh, J.O. very loose on exit there. That allows Baines to get a good run. He will definitely clear here. They get mixed up now. Teammates get mixed up. Andrew McKenzie, Vince Brent involved. Everyone saving it so far. Good save by all of them. Andrew McKenzie. Now that's going to hurt him in stage points. But they're probably happy they didn't take much damage since the stage is one lap away. Matt Baines, J.O. Lynch, Nick Walthorn, Vince Brent, the whole field putting on an absolute show here in the first 20. Nick Walthorn still managing to hang in with third right now. He's got Jacob Neibel, Ryan Hufford right there behind him. Jacob Neibel now looking for third. Hufford slaps the wall just a little bit. Gonna help out his buddy and give him some draft to make sure they both clear Jacob Neibel. Now Hufford gonna look for third. Miraculous finish to the stage, and it's gonna go to the 72 of Matt Baines. Nick Walthorn did hold on to third there. J.O. Lynch finished second, Ryan Hufford fourth, Jacob Neibel in fifth, A.J. Evangelista sixth, Andrew McKenzie seventh, Anthony Strickland in eighth, Ryan Gomes ninth, Vince Brent in 10th. With the final stage point, and Josh Hall in 11th. Whew, what a stage. We're going to let these guys get caught up to the pace car and take a pit stop. We're going to take a commercial break. Don't go anywhere. Plenty of exciting racing still to come. We'll be right back. Welcome back, folks. These drivers just made their pit stop, and Matt Baines did remain in the lead. Ryan Hufford managed to take over second on the pit stop. J.O. had a little bit of a slower pit stop, but managed to only drop to third. Big mover during the pit cycle there was Anthony Strickland in the 21. Up 7 spots now on the night, and he came in the pit road in 8th. Comes out 4th, so he'll start on the outside of row 2. Josh Hall still down again. Vince Brent, Ryan Gomes extended pit stops. Vince Brent still down there, perhaps getting repairs. Gonna try to beat that pace car down too. And he might have just barely got it. So Vince Brandt doing everything he can. Holden, there he is. There's our current points leader and current Rookie of the Year leader. What happened, man? Joe, welcome in. Alicia's out there now. Good to see you all. Matt, what happened? Or Holden, rather. Read your message. I called you Matt. Josh Hall, Vince Brandt, Ryan Gomes making their way back to join the field. Lights on the iRacing.com pace car are out, so these guys are going to have to hustle. Josh Hall still down pit road, as is Ryan Gomes, so they're going to have to hope for a caution here. Matt Baines, Ryan Hufford. That's what Matt kind of said. Maybe people couldn't update. Back under green we go, and the points are going to be even tighter, as Holden says. Adds a little pressure. And Anthony Strickland, really nice jump there. He takes over second. Matt Baines, a nice jump as well. The 83 of Ryan Hufford manages to get by Strickland now, as the top side just absolutely cruising, all single file. Strickland gonna lose a lot of positions here, as he made a good run for track position and then just didn't have any way to get back in line. Matt Baines just jumping out to a big lead there on lap number 1 of the restart. The way we're going here, we might be green now till the checkered flag here, folks. We'll have to see how it plays out. Here's Jacob Neibel on the outside of Anthony Strickland. Everyone much more settled, you can tell already here after the stage, the one and only stage. So now they gotta save tires, settle in, maybe save fuel, try to figure out some pit strategy. Good long look at the whole field right there, with the exception of Ryan Gomes making his way off pit road. Vince Brandt trying to work his way back in to the front of the field here. Of course, in 7th, typically you'd say that's the front of the field. Not tonight. Mid-pack to back of the pack. Josh Hall did manage to stay on the lead lap, although he's 21 seconds behind the rest of the guys. So he'll be hoping for another pit stop, as well. Maybe Ryan Gomes calling it an evening already. Tell you what, while we're nice and settled here, let's go on board, give you some on-board cam with our leader, Matt Baines. We'll go as he crosses the stripe. See the 83 of Ryan Hufford there down below him. Now folks, I have triple monitors, so when I race, this screen that you see here is extended across all 3. But when I have to narrow it down to 1 for broadcast purposes, it kind of scrunches everything together. So that's why it kind of looks weird, but you can still clearly see the full view of things. In fact, we'll go like this and give you the full experience of what Matt sees at home. His perspective off to the left and to the right. Now you can see off to the right a lot of the roll cage and the frame there kind of blocking a full view of what's going on to your right. So you got to really keep a close eye on it. Make sure if there's a car there, and obviously much better visibility to your left. Of course, that's the same way in a real car. You're sitting right up against the left side, of course, so you have better visibility naturally than you do off to your right. Go one more lap around. I'll stop talking so you can truly hear how Matt Baines is working the gas, the brake, all those things through every corner of Auto Club Speedway. We'll give you a full lap of silence here with Matt Baines. Great sights and sounds there from the 72 of Matt Baines. Here is Vince Brent now looks to go for the lead. Now, one thing I wanted to mention, you heard the tires squealing, like just howling, and that at a lot of tracks is an indicator as a driver that you're using a lot of tires. You're going to waste your tire. Oh, AJ Evangelista hard into the wall with the 21 of Strickland. Caution's going to wave here for the second time tonight. That's exactly what Josh Hall wanted to see. Vince Brent actually had the lead when the caution came out. Jacob Neibel also involved. Let's go back, take a look at the Royalty Racing Network replay and see what happened there. Jacob Neibel, a little bit of a far camera. He just kind of gets into the quarter panel of AJ Evangelista. Anthony Strickland nowhere to go. Helicopters around a few times. Heavy damage to all three of these cars. Let's go back live, take a look at it. Jacob Neibel, the old meatball flag, means required repairs. I think he had to tow. Maybe not. No, he wouldn't have been at that angle if he had to tow. There's AJ Evangelista and Anthony Strickland. AJ a little bit worse off than Anthony, but I believe both of them will be down pit road. In fact, the whole field coming down pit road. So those guys, not too bad overall. Gonna have to, I guess Jacob did have to tow, not sure, or he didn't have his fast repair checked. That could be a night ender. Go to pit lane cam, see who wins the battle out pit road. Gonna be the 83 of Ryan Hufford. Good pit stop for him. Matt Baines, little slow. Looks like Hufford, J.O., Walthorn, Josh Hall. Perhaps 2 tire stops or even no tire stops. What up, Color? Welcome in. Going for the 22 of Andrew McKenzie. So, folks, as I was talking about those tires when that accident happened, Auto Club is not a track that you can really save a lot of tire at, to be honest. It's going to eat your tires regardless of what you do. You just got to try to manage them a little bit better than others and see how it plays. But some tracks, you can really manage them to where you're almost not hearing that tire squeal at all. And a little bit of it is fine. You're probably going a little too slow if you don't hear any, but you heard how pronounced and how loud it was there when we were riding along with the 72. That's fairly normal at Auto Club. A lot of other tracks, if you're hearing it that intensely, you're not saving tires. You're going to get ran over a little bit later in the run by those that are. Vince Brent back down pit road, probably to fix remaining damage. Jacob Neibel down as well. Still, he might have not had his fast repair checked, boys and girls, and that might be the end of the night for the 33. Which would mean we have only 9 remaining. Geez, if I was Ryan Gomes, I'd say, you know what, I'm going back out. He'd eventually pass Jacob for the 10th spot and get himself a top 10 here tonight. Lights on the pace car turned off. Teammates Ryan Hufford, J.O. Lynch at the front of the field. Josh Hall with the pit strategy, restarting in third. Nick Walthorn restarting in fourth. So Hufford Racing up there, 3 out of the top 4. Bring us back to green here to work lap 37 of 85. J.O. Ryan Hufford had a good jump. Oh, he's blinking. Look out. Going to be hard to follow him much with that going on. Nick Walthorn down below. AJ Evangelista all good. 100% now after fast repair. Josh Hall finding the wall just a little bit, but he's up there running that top side. See how much his momentum might be killed. Going to lose the spot to Nick Walthorn and almost Matt Bayens. AJ Evangelista trying to find where he wants to go, up behind the 72 or the 81. Nick Walthorn in that 54, right on that bottom line of the Speedway. Got to take an opportunity to get up top if you can. Matt Bayens takes him 3 wide now. Nick Walthorn, Bayens, Josh Hall. It was temporary. Matt Bayens now to second, follows it up the Speedway, crosses over on the 83. Not sure who led that lap. It was close. Now they're 3 wide again. Josh Hall is in the middle. 83 of Ryan Hufford. Nick Walthorn there. Andrew McKenzie in the 22 up the middle now. You would think we're 5 laps to go here all of a sudden. Matt Bayens has claimed the lead back. However, him and Andrew McKenzie had a full pit stop that last time. Most of the guys behind him either just fuel or 2 tires, something of that fashion. So we'll see how that plays out longer in this run. With Bayens and McKenzie taking tires, those other guys not taking them. See how long it really takes for them to even out if they do. Ryan Hufford works by the 81 of Josh Hall. Oh, look out. Anthony Strickland a little bit loose. Andrew McKenzie, Matt Bain starting to stretch the lead a little bit to Vince Brent and company. Vince running that top line. He's running third right now as everyone starts to go to the top side once again. At least on the straightaways. Then they kind of fan out. 3 wide just a little bit there. Josh Hall got loose. Nick Walthorn going to be able to hang on to that 5th position. Andrew McKenzie chasing down Matt Baines just a bit. They got nearly a second lead on Vince Brent now. Working together nicely, high and tight. Little 3-car battle here. This for 6th. J.O. keeps blinking. If I was behind him, I'd be awfully nervous about that. I'd try to find a way around him quickly. If you're a car length or two away, not as much of a concern. If you're as close as the 5 car is right now to the 84, if he disappears, you get really nervous. Really nervous. This is the best battle on the Speedway at this time, folks. 54, 84, and the 5. Of course, the 54 had a really nice corner entry and exit there. Able to spread it out just a bit. Baines and McKenzie now have gotten over that second lead at times. Even Baines has stretched it just slightly on McKenzie. Check back in back here. Looked like it was getting really close, but apparently not. These guys got to form up, single file, try to get that draft going, single file line. All run the same line and figure it out. Try to get to McKenzie and Baines. They're pulling away here. Like I say, they did get new tires. That could be some of it for sure. But if they took tires after that first stage, they might be down a set and be in a rough position later in the going. We'll have to see here. Already closing in on just 35 laps to go. These guys fan out just a little bit much. Watch those times at the timing tower, folks. Vince Brent is third. He leads this bigger group here. Over 2-second lead now for Baines and McKenzie. But keep watching it to see if those times start dropping from these guys to those top 2. Let's check in with the leaders. Still same. These guys got it hooked up right now with those newer tires. Not a lot of movement throughout the field here. Josh Hall separated a bit. Anthony Strickland separated slightly. He's our last car on the Speedway. 9 guys still remain. '84 potentially. Nope, thought he was peeking to the inside of Nick Walthorn there. Now maybe Ryan Hufford, he's peeking to the inside of Vince Brandt, trying to take over third. Can he do it? Vince gonna have a nice run here. And the 83 of Ryan Hufford does indeed clear for third position. Let's watch this race though. See if Vince is content with it or if he makes a move. Looked like he was content with it. He followed Ryan to that top side line. Now Nick Walthorn going past J.O. Lynch for 5th. Now Ryan, a little bit of a mid line. Vince Brandt remains on the top. Almost 3-second gap now between Baines, McKenzie, and the rest of the field. Vince Brandt giving the 83 of Ryan Hufford a push. Say, let's go. See if we can't get a camera shot. Well, that's as good as we can do, folks. You can't see that second group behind these guys in any camera shot. That's how far back they're going. But like I say, these guys may have an extra set of tires that Baines and Andrew McKenzie do not have. We're under 35 to go here already at Auto Club. Small fields, low cautions, quick races. Nearly 3 wide there. It looked like for half a second. AJ Evangelista wasn't quite able to hold it on that low line with that really nice run you'll get on that top side. Vince Brandt, Nick Walthorn now on the bottom side. Walthorn's loose. Held it together, gonna lose a lot of momentum though out of turn 4. Was looking for third on Ryan Hufford. Couldn't make it stick. Vince Brandt now looking to that low side. Walthorn going right back down there. He said, let me try it again. He goes right up in front of the 5 of AJ Evangelista. Josh Hall down pit road now. See if, Brent gets up out of the corner quite a bit earlier than Walthorn did. Was able to keep control of the car. Oops, my apologies. J.O. looking to the inside of Vince Brandt now for 4th. See if he can make it stick. He does. Able to clear completely, drive up in front of the 92. Looked like it was scheduled maintenance or scheduled pit stop there for Josh Hall, so maybe a short pit strategy similar to what Vince Brandt did last week. Looks like he only took 2 tires, the 81 of Josh Hall. Check back in on these guys. Over a 3-second lead now for these two. Really able to jump out in front with those new tires after that last pit stop. Vince Brandt, J.O., Nick Walthorn still going at it here. J.O. might have got loose. Vince Brandt was able to take back 4th. Nick Walthorn able to take 5th. Oh, Vince Brandt loose. Same result we saw moments ago from Nick Walthorn. When you try to run that low line just a little bit too low on exit of turn 4, you can get really loose. So that gives 4th to Nick Walthorn. He's now up 6 once again. Andrew McKenzie up 6 as well. Starting to wonder how long we may go till we start seeing some more pit stops. Ryan Hufford right back where he was, trying to battle for third. I'm sorry, Nick Walthorn right back where he was, trying to battle Ryan Hufford for third. I don't know why the last couple weeks I've gotten these two guys mixed up so frequently. My apologies to both of them. Been doing this long enough now with them. The SCSRA in general shouldn't be something I get mixed up with that often. But I'm human. What can I say? Nick Walthorn sticking to that lower line. Ryan Hufford able to get away just slightly for now. Now J.O. on that inside lane, kind of forcing Nick Walthorn to go upper middle. Gonna get a really nice run. Vince Brent trying to decide, who do I go with here? Ultimately settles with the 84 there. 84 blinking again. Walthorn, that was really close. If J.O. had kind of stayed blinked out, that could have got really dangerous. This is by far the best race on the Speedway. With the exception of this that kind of, something happened with Andrew McKenzie. Matt Baines now over a second lead to McKenzie. On McKenzie, I should say. So we missed that. I was going to say we'll check back in with them. But that definitely cooled off now. I mean, they weren't battling, really. They look like sisters. That's funny, Joe. Good to see you, man. How you been doing? Now they kind of fan out too wide here. 2 lanes. Now someone's going to get left out. It's going to be J.O. Lynch in the 84. Vince Brent going to get by. He's looking for more. He's going to try to pull out the old 2-for-1. Goes low on the 83 of Hufford. Can't make it stick though, and here comes the 92 down pit road. The second of 9 guys to visit pit road in this green flag run. So when Vince goes, it makes me think we're a couple laps before we start seeing a lot more visitors down pit road. Vince Brent once again. Let's see if he takes 2, 4. I'll keep you updated. You can see his time spent down there. Of course, that's his overall pit time, not his pit stop time. Pit stop time about 10-second discrepancy from what it's showing. That's exact what it was showing there. He's off pit road. 14 seconds pit time. It was about 34 seconds to get in to his pit box. So he did take 4. These guys continue to battle. Andrew McKenzie now down pit road. He must have got loose or something because he was way off from Matt Baines when they were hooked up most of the run. I've been good, Joe. Same stuff, man. Glad to hear you're good as well. J.O. Lynch looking to the inside now on Nick Walthorn for second. McKenzie off pit road clean. Also 4-tire stop. Along with Vince Brent, who you see slightly in the distance there. It's a 3-car battle. Wonder if they're trying to coordinate pit stops here. wouldn't be a bad idea, but you certainly got to be careful if you're pitting that close to other guys. We've seen a lot of green flag pit stops in the past, in real life and in virtual life, where 5, 6, 7 cars all try to come down pit road at once, and it's just an absolute disaster. So even with 3 cars, you got to kind of coordinate. Okay, I'm going to go in a little bit lower. I'm going to go a little higher. You know, okay, I'll take middle, that type of thing. That way if someone locks it up or slows down a little bit more than expected, you don't just run over each other, and especially in this situation because they're all teammates. So you don't want to do that. They're definitely running longer than Vince Brent, Andrew McKenzie. Of course, our leader, over 4.5 second lead now on J.O. Lynch. 72 of Matt Baines. He's definitely going to get the most laps led point tonight. No doubt about that. We're already 22 to go. We know no one's good on fuel. They can't be. Otherwise, these other guys wouldn't decide to go down pit road. Looks like Nick Walthorn might be bringing her down. He is. So Nick Walthorn not pitting with teammates. Interesting deal, but decided it was time to call it. Ooh, close up there on J.O. Lynch. So J.O. and Ryan Hufford continue to stick out there, and they approach Vince Brent now, or Vince just got by them, rather. My apologies. Vince on the new tires, able to cruise by them. Nick Walthorn in his pit box now. I'd bring you a race if there was one, folks. There just isn't. Oh, Matt Baines down pit road. Got to be clean here. No speeding penalty now. J.O. Ryan Hufford coming down pit road with him. Everyone looks good. No penalties. That turns the lead for now over to AJ Evangelista with 4 guys down pit road. Anthony Strickland also making his way down. So the top 3 are in. AJ Evangelista still out there. Nick Walthorn making his way back out on track. Trying to stay on the lead lap is Nick Walthorn. Josh Hall just got back on the lead lap, and here comes AJ Evangelista. Matt Baines not going to be able to maintain first here. Vince Brent going to take him over for the lead with the exact same strategy as he did last week, basically. And how far can he stretch it on Baines? Baines was just then getting back up on the speedway when Vince went around him, so he definitely wasn't completely up to speed at that point. Now we'll see as these guys get around Evangelista what the true gap is. Just over 1.5 seconds from Vince Brent back to Matt Baines. And now Vince, he can kind of afford a little bit to maybe save a little tire, kind of watch Matt Baines, keep an eye on him, see what he's going to do. Everyone had good pit stops. J.O. Lynch, a little bit longer pit stop, though. So he did lose third. Andrew McKenzie able to take back over third. And Ryan Hufford right there with J.O. That may be beneficial if they can kind of use the draft to their advantage. Nick Walthorn back in 6th. About 2 seconds behind his teammates who pitted a little bit later than him. Matt Baines has closed the gap on Vince Brent to under 1 second already. Now Baines will have newer tires by 6 laps. Vince Brent pit on lap 59, Baines on 65. So newer tires for sure for Baynes. Got to be a factor then of how much Vince Brent was able to save. Like I said earlier, guys, this track is not a track where you can save tires all that much. You kind of just got to come into it knowing we're going to eat up those tires tonight. So those fresher tires could absolutely play an impact. This is turning into a battle quickly for the lead. 92 of Baynes, or 72 of Baynes, and the 92 of Vince Brent. Baynes going to go right on by, it looks like. As long as he can hold it down on the low side. And he does. Matt Baynes back to the lead with 16 to go. Vince Brent going to hope he has something left in that tank, or that Baynes just runs through those tires quicker than he expects. Here's J.O. Lynch and Ryan Hufford coming up on Andrew McKenzie. McKenzie pit on lap 60, folks. So a 5-lap difference, you can easily tell the difference in the tires. 5 laps, that's all. And these guys that pit on lap 65 are just flying by these guys that pit on lap 60 and 59. Let's watch AJ Evangelista. He pit on lap 66. He's approaching some guys that pit a little bit sooner than him as well. Of course, not as close. 4 gap to the next guy, who's Josh Hall. Vince keeping it fairly close with Matt Baynes for now. 14 to go here. Ryan Hufford, J.O. still tight together here. Andrew McKenzie able to hang along. Nick Walthorne, Ryan Hufford, excuse me, right behind him. Nick Walthorne, about a 2-second gap up to McKenzie. Vince Brent closed a little bit there on Baynes, got excited, maybe it was a battle for the lead, not quite, not just yet. Now Ryan Hufford perhaps taking a look-see on J.O. Lynch here. Depends on the run on exit of the corner. Looks like Ryan Hufford gonna have third here. Ryan has been outstanding as of late. Absolutely outstanding. Podiums, top fives, if not a podium, it seems like. Doing really well. I didn't have a points update for you guys tonight, folks. My apologies on that. As I mentioned, kind of a scramble tonight. Long update for iRacing. Everything was working. Then all of a sudden, right before I went live, it wasn't working. So my program I run to show you all the overlays and all the cool cameras and all that stuff, just completely unresponsive. Got that to work right about the time I'd start talking. So you can imagine that was a delay. Then the guy that, the admin for the SCSRA, Lauren Vincent, you can tell he's not here. No power due to bad storms and tornado warnings the last couple days in his area. So no access to the PC naturally. So he normally does all the points and the graphics for you that you see every week. So we're just kind of all flying blind tonight, doing the best we can. Hoping next race we have updated points after what's a wild one here at Auto Club, with multiple guys not in attendance that were in the chase. The biggest one, though, the points leader in the chase and Rookie of the Year leader right now, Holden Wheeler. Not able to make it out tonight because of iRacing update. Took too long, wasn't ready to go for him. So that's going to mix it up for sure. It's going to be awfully close when we look at our points from last week compared to how we're going to see after this week. 2 week separation. Going to be crazy. AJ Evangelista did indeed catch Josh Hall for 7th on those newer tires. Josh Hall pit quite a bit before anyone else, lap 51. AJ Evangelista lap 66. So Evangelista now quite a bit of work to chase down Walthorn, who pit on lap 64. So not that big of a difference. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Walthorn is pretty comfortable here in 6th, but he is chasing down the 22 of Andrew McKenzie for 5th. So we'll watch that battle. We've been focused on Ryan Hufford and J.O. a lot, just because the majority of the night that's been the closest race of the evening, but also we'll keep an eye on anything else. Matt Baynes has been able to stretch the lead on Vince Brent to 3/4 of a second now. And Nick Walthorn takes over 5th with that pass on Andrew McKenzie. He's up 5 on the night, would be your biggest mover as it stands right now. McKenzie with that draft able to pull closer to Nick Walthorn. Just gonna lose it in the corners where he doesn't have quite as much grip. Anthony Strickland now catching Josh Hall. That brief battle was for 9th, or for 8th, my apologies. So Anthony Strickland, he pit on lap 65 as well, and he takes over 8th. So late in the going, he didn't get any practice, did the 21 of Strickland, but figuring it out just a little bit by bit here. And running 8th with 6 to go. I think he got some stage points. He's only been in for about 3 or 4 races, so if there's any guy that really just has nothing on the line, it's Anthony. Not close enough for Rookie of the Year, not close enough. He didn't make the chase because he didn't qualify. I think he made like 1 race, maybe 2 in the regular season. Check in with leader Matt Baynes with 5 to go now. Vince Brent still in the camera shot, but 2nd and 1/4 behind. He is closing though. So let's ride along now with Vince Brent here for a lap and see if we can see him close in just a bit more. Not able to do so. In fact, lost a lot of ground that lap, so I'm not sure if maybe Matt Baynes had a little bit of a bobble and got loose that allowed Vince to close that gap temporarily. But now Matt expanding it in just a lap from 1/4 and a second second and a quarter, I should say, to nearly 2.5. Now, going to be 2 laps to go here. And no other good battle on the Speedway, folks. We're going to give Matt Baines his screen time. Very dominant at Auto Club. And I want to referral back to his interview, his post-race interview last week. He said, I feel very confident about next week. I love Auto Club, and I feel really good about it. Oops, my apologies. Click the wrong button. White flag will wave for the 72 of Matt Baines. Out there cruising, nearly a 3-second lead to Vince Brent for second. Ryan Hufford remains comfortably in third. No racing to show you. Everyone at least a second lead on the next closest guy. Matt Baines out of turn 4. He was confident coming in, and now he takes the checkered flag in race 3 of the chase for the championship. Matt Baines is your winner. Absolute domination from the 72 of Baines. Ryan Hufford finished second. J.O. Lynch in third. Vince Brent must have had an issue. I see him all the way down in fourth. He might have lost it there, giving it everything he had. So never mind. Ryan Hufford second. J.O. Lynch third. Vince Brent fourth. Nick Walthorn in fifth. Andrew McKenzie sixth. A.J. Evangelista in seventh. Anthony Strickland in 8th, Josh Hall in 9th, Jacob Neibel called it a night early in 10th, and Ryan Gomes in 11th. Let's take a look here. After Baines does his post-race photo, I promised you last week that we would watch the burnout, and that's exactly what we're going to do. You can see your final standings there scrolling across the top of your screen as we take a good look at 72, the 83, and the 84. Eventually, there'll be a burnout. Come on, Baines. Ain't got all night. There it is. A different camera angle. Watch Baines burn out that combo number 72 Toyota Camry for Sentinel Motorsports. Just going to go in the grass a little bit. Ah, now he's going to park it in victory lane. Very nice. Good photo opportunity there. And we will be right back with our post-race show. Don't go anywhere. right, folks, welcome back. You probably saw me scroll through every single camera I have available to me to try to get a good shot of these guys for our post-race interviews. This is about as good as we can do, but let's get to our third place finisher now in the 84 of J.O. Lynch. Welcome to the broadcast, buddy. Good race tonight. Talk to us about how that kind of developed, your ultimate decision there on the pit strategy, and then the fantastic battle that seemed to last almost all night long with you, Ryan Hufford, Nick Walthorn was mixed up in there, and some other guys.
Yeah, we were banking on a yellow there at the end. At that yellow, we took fuel only, knowing we'd have to take tires, and if a late race yellow came out, we would have tires, and the 72 wouldn't. But didn't work out. But we still got a double JOL podium, so I'll take it. But it was a blast. Like, I towed after the checkered. I'm like, I'm gonna be honest, that was probably one of the most fun races I've had in a while.
Yeah, it looked like a ton of fun. I mean, it was extremely exciting for me and probably for the viewers. Everyone seemed to like it. It's kind of crazy when there's a smaller field, racers, people at home, broadcasters at times tend to lose the energy, the excitement, all of that. Oh, small field. But I mean, it showed tonight a small field does not necessarily mean a bad race. You guys, all of you through and through, put on an absolute show tonight. Um, Tell us how it feels now. I mean, you came to that last lap on the outside looking in as far as the podium goes. Awesome top five, regardless. What was going through your mind when you were able to get past Vince there?
Yeah. So being the good teammate, I mean, Hufford being in the playoffs, me not, and I'm just like, all right, I'll just let him have the points because he's going for the championship. I'm not. If I lose a podium, I'm just gonna guilt trip him about it, and maybe he'll give me a shout out. And then I see I think it was a 92 on the apron. I'm like, ain't no way. I'm gonna get lucky here.
Yeah, we
But yeah,
didn't. Oh, go ahead.
but to go back on your point of the small field, like I've raced a auto club race here, um, with I think it was like a 42 car field, and it was a caution fest and not a good race at all. So sometimes lower fields, and it puts on a better show, and it's less one single car spins or people trying to be Superman. It kind of evens out.
Absolutely. 10 to 15, always a really good range. 15 to 20 kind of depends on the mix of drivers you got in there. We've seen that this season here at times. Anything beyond that can be a little crazy. But yeah, I think Vince was just giving it everything he had to try to give it one last shot at Matt Baines, and you capitalized along with teammate Ryan Hufford. Before we let you go celebrate the podium, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out?
Yeah, I just want to thank, of course, Huffy and Nick for sticking with me and trying to work together on that super long run. Just giving spaces and taking a given and trying not to lose as much time. Want to thank y'all for broadcasting and all the fans at home watching.
Right on, man. Good to talk to you. Good to see you out here tonight. Thanks for coming, and congrats once again. Go celebrate it. Maybe we'll see you out here next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Once again, folks, your third place finisher, the number 84, J.O. Lynch. Now let's get to the 83 of Ryan Hufford, his teammate over there at Hufford Racing. Second and third place finish tonight. Ryan, welcome to the broadcast booth. Another podium, man. You just keep stacking them and stacking them. We talked to your teammate there. He kind of broke down what went on with the pit strategy and all of that stuff. So, talk to us a little bit about what you thought. Only 11 guys on the grid. Was it kind of desperation mode? Hey, we got to get up there, get a podium, or were you just coming out looking to put it together tonight?
I don't think it was desperation quite yet. I knew being a lower car count was going to be a little bit cleaner. Wasn't going to be as many wrecks. Track position was going to be king, and I got to capitalize on some of the guys ahead of me not being here or just having some misfortune. It was just we weren't sure how the strategy was going to play out. We risked it for the biscuit, and it almost didn't work, but then it ended up did working. So it was a up and down night, to say the least.
Absolutely, and obviously up when it finished, second place. You finished up 4 spots on the night. We talked last week. I feel like I've talked to you every single week here recently, but last week specifically, we talked about tire saving. I had asked what the big jump was for you to come out here and really show a lot of potential and speed the last, I'd say, 5-6 races. And now we talk about Auto Club, a track where you can't really save all that much tire. I was talking to the viewers at home. You kind of just have to come in knowing I'm going to use a lot of tire tonight. I got to do my best. How was that working out for you? What did you overall determine was the best way to save at least a little bit of tire when you could?
I mean, if you didn't want to save tire, you could bury it in there and just let it wash up, but it's just going to destroy that right front. So you couldn't really do that. Then I started lifting early and just letting it roll, and it was still doing it. So I had to go to plan C, which was kind of just bury it in there and use a little brake and just set the nose and just try to keep a steady line around the top so I didn't just annihilate my tires. And it definitely worked off in the long run to save just enough there.
Yeah, it sure did, man. And then Vince Brent, I'd assume probably trying everything he possibly could to make one last run at Matt Baines. That was unexpected, and you end up walking away with second instead of third. So I'm sure you'll take it. Talk to us a little bit about next week, how you feeling going into it, and where you're gonna, well, potentially stand in the chase for the championship after tonight.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know where we're running next Tuesday. I haven't looked at the schedule.
Hey, that's fair. Nothing wrong with that. We can talk about it next week. But Ryan, before we let you go celebrate it, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out tonight?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Lauren. Him not being here was kind of a bummer, but he had a valid reason with tornadoes and everything. So I feel bad for him. I know what that's like. We get hit with a tornado almost monthly up here in Michigan anymore, it feels like. I want to give a shout out to Jo, being a great teammate, knowing the point situation and letting me just get an extra point, which isn't much, but it's something. Nick for keeping for coming in every week and being positive and just digging and just trying to get what he can. And also Jo again for making a killer paint scheme. Again, he does phenomenal. And I gotta thank Ryan and Josh for their admin duties and keeping this clean and green for us.
Right on, man. Well said. And always good to talk to you, Ryan. And we'll see you back out here next week. Go celebrate it.
Yes, sir, we'll do. We'll talk to you next week.
Yes, sir. All right. Matt Baines is the next guy up in the booth. Your winner tonight, of course, the number 72, Matt Baines. Matt, congrats on the second victory of the season. I alluded to it when there were 3 to go. I said, you know what? We talked to Matt last week, and he said, I am very confident about next week. I love Auto Club. It's going to be a great race. And man, you delivered. You absolutely dominated the majority of the race. And the only time you didn't is when you came down pit road and had to get by a couple guys that elected a different pit strategy than you. Was there ever a point during this race where you were nervous thinking, oh man, maybe I'm not going to win it here and someone's going to steal it?
Oh, yeah. Funny enough, the last 15 or so, 20 laps or so, I was hoping and praying there wasn't going to be a caution because I had no sets of tires left. That strategy call was it played out brilliantly for me just to come out in second and then just kind of cruise at my own pace. But I kept a track on the relative, and I just kept seeing, 2, 3, 4 cars on top of each other, and I'm just like, please don't wreck, because I did not have a set of tires left, and it was nerve-wracking to say the least, and I also just had to make sure that I didn't speed or anything on pit road.
Oh yeah, that's a big one. Anytime, I mean, any pit road penalty is not good, but it's even more so devastating, if you will, under green flag conditions. We were watching you come down pit road, making sure it was all clean and smooth, and it sure was. Ryan Hufford, Jo mentioned to me that the strategy they were on, and then you said the opposite. Oh, I'm so glad there wasn't a caution. They said the opposite. But Matt, you came in. Holden Wheeler, unfortunately, due to the update, not able to attend tonight. He is your teammate. I know that's going to play with the team points a little bit, but it's also going to really tighten up that gap between you and him, and even Vince Brent gonna get closer. What's that kind of do now, not only for TV viewership, but for you guys as drivers, with a little added pressure now coming into 2 races to go?
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a lot of fun. There's gonna be a lot. I'd say it's probably gonna get a little aggressive at times, and we're probably gonna have to try to dial that down and not take each other out. But overall, it's gonna make for a great battle for the finish, and it is incredibly unfortunate that he couldn't be here, because I know it would have been us two up at the front. It usually is. And, adding in Vince Brent and Ryan Hufford and those guys, I mean, they're incredibly fast, and it sucked. I was really happy for Vince, because he ran out there coming to the line, but he had a great strategy, put him out front, and was just, running second there. But yeah, I know, it was really unfortunate that Holden wasn't able to be there, and it is gonna tighten things up, but it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. And it's funny to think about the different playoff structure from last year to this year, or last season to this season, rather. And obviously NASCAR going the same route. But the one race, geez, let me get my words straight here. The one race championship race is something everyone wanted to go away from. They wanted it to come down to multiple races. And it's still crazy to think that ultimately we're going to pretty much get down to the final race, and it's still going to come down to that. So all very exciting. 5 races, everyone has a real chance to do it all the way through. But yeah, it's going to be fun to watch. Matt, before we let you go pop the champagne in victory lane, tell us who you'd like to thank or shout out tonight.
Yeah, I want to start with my family, man. I know I was talking to my mom earlier, and she was like, "You're doing such a great job on the iRacing stuff." And my dad always texts me afterwards and always says good job and things like that. And I just want to thank them for all the support that they give. And I want to thank my lovely partner, who usually tunes in when he can, but I don't think he was able to tonight, because he was at his sister's graduation up in Canada. So a little important. But then I want to thank the team, man. I mean, Sentinel, we've been on point all season long. We've been in the hunt. We've been winning races. We've been up front battling. I mean, they've given us some of the fastest cars the whole season, and I just can't thank them enough. Sharn Hill and Holden, and all those guys, man, they're phenomenal. So I just wanted to thank them, and obviously I want to thank you for always putting on a great show. I always have the stream on when I'm racing, just so I can listen to you. So I just want to thank you for doing that.
Right on, man. Appreciate that, and always love talking to you. One of my closest friends here on iRacing, in my opinion, that I've met from iRacing, I should say. But go enjoy this one, Matt. We'll see you back out here next week, buddy.
All right, thank you, sir.
Once again, folks, your winner, the number 72 of Matt Baines. All right, guys, great race tonight. Low car count, but a great one. I'm sure everyone that missed it is eager to get back out there, and sad they missed it. But we'd like to thank Majestic Promotional Branded Apparel. Whether you run a company, a government agency, a sports team, or even a virtual race team, turn every item into a statement with Majestic Promotional and Branded Apparel. And of course, SM Racing Products. Take your sim experience to the next level with custom-made button boxes, dashboards, flag lights, and more with SM Racing Products. Check them out at sm-racingproducts.com. Use promo code ROYALTY at checkout for 20% off of your purchase of $150 or more. So if you're a sim racer, you got to check it out. There's no reason not to. But for everyone here at the SCSRA ARCA series and everyone at Royalty Racing Network, my name is Joshua King, wishing you once again a great rest of the Tuesday night and a great rest of the week. We'll see you back out here Tuesday night.